Hi, everyone. My name is Felicia Rose, and this is the Scars and Stillness podcast. Thanks for coming and hanging out for episode 3 of the second season. As most of you know, if you've watched the other episodes, I have mentioned that I am anticipating this season to have shorter episode times, and that sometimes I would just come on kind of for a check in, and other times I might have things to talk about. Today, I feel like it's definitely going to be more of a check in style episode. So, for starters, thank you for being here. Um, First thing is that, as mentioned before, the reason why I wanted to do a second season in the first place was because I felt like myself, I am in a new season of my life where I've been transitioning and kind of transforming into kind of a lighter, um, I feel lighter in life. Things don't feel so heavy and so dark anymore. And so, I mean, all my signs for my brand and for the podcast were a little dark and a little edgy, which is great. I mean, that's definitely my style. I'm very into the moody, darker aesthetic. And I've always been drawn to darker colors, like literally since I was a little girl. So, so I loved the gothic and edgy style of the way that Scars and Stillness looked, and I still want that. I just want to have my signs be a little bit lighter, not so heavy, because I want the podcast to also kind of reflect the transition in which we're doing. Because now it's important for us to just kind of talk about life and faith and, keeping it real with things. And so, yeah, first and foremost, I've been slowly trying to work on shifting signs and shifting logos and stuff like that. So I'm pretty excited. I was able to get a really nice new sign that's got my new message on it of what I'm wanting to kind of the where I'm wanting the podcast to transition into. So I'm pretty excited about that, and it's beautiful. I'm very happy with it. I have the new Scars and Stillness logo, which is beautiful. I had created the new digital logo for like my podcasts and stuff, like when you watch it on or listen to it on Spotify. It's a lot more simplistic, which I really liked. And the logo itself, I just like that it's still, beautiful and scarred and edgy, but it's also a lot brighter and fresher, and it just feels lighter to look at than the last one that was just real dark and claw marks and things like that. So I'm really excited. I'm still waiting on some of them, but that's okay, because we've got two of them. I still have the old one where it's still pretty dark and things like that, but I did get a new one that I'm kind of waiting on. So we'll see when it gets here, kind of what it looks like. Um, but whatever, it's okay. Life's good. Things are good. I did also get all of my new books, all of them with approved covers from me. As mentioned, I did reread. Well, I guess it would technically be my original read as a fan, not the author, but I did sit down and get to hold the books in my hand, and experience it like an author would experience a book. And so, with that being said, when I was holding the books, as much as I didn't want to, I was like, yeah, I found things that I was not happy about, especially the first book, Dying Roses. I was like, what the heck, dude? So I spent a lot of time, just completely redesigning the cover with kind of where my head was at in the first place, like what I originally wanted the book to be about, like what I wanted it to look like. And I'm very happy with what it looks like now. It's absolutely beautiful. The highlight on it's beautiful. The parts of it that have got the shattered, sharp edges and glass, just totally fits the aesthetic of the book perfectly and beautifully. You can like feel the pain of the book, which I love. And obviously all the other covers are really good about showcasing that already. But yeah, I did minor little tweaks and stuff to each book. And I'm finally really happy with all the books and what they look like. And I feel like I'm done picking them apart. I think that they're good and I need to just like stop. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm just gonna stop messing with them. But I am very happy with the books. And honestly, I'm just really happy that I actually felt like I followed through with my writing, and I decided to actually publish my books. And that's always been something that me and my family and everyone else have talked about my entire life, about how like I'm good at writing, and so I might as well write a book. So I'm glad that I actually put it to action and I did that, and I'm successfully a published author, and so it's a really cool feeling. But also being able to see my work, it's right there in front of me. I get to see it and it's real and I can touch it, and it's amazing. I have people ask me quite often, like, "How do you feel? Like, how does that feel for you?" Um, Again, it's really cool. It's very surreal. It's also pretty terrifying, like, especially when people come up to me and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I literally just read your book and XYZ," you know what I mean? They're, like, talking to me about it or asking me questions about a certain chapter, and that's horrifying for me. I'm like, "Ooh." Like, sometimes it makes you feel like the teacher's coming to talk to you, like, or like a critic or something like that, but I haven't gotten really any of that yet. It's just a lot of like, "What was your inspiration?" or "What was this chapter about?" or "Who is this character based off of?" And, yeah, I mean, I'm always happy to answer questions, but it's just I'm still getting used to it. I'm still getting used to all that kind of stuff, so that's been kinda cool to deal with that. Some life updates. So, as I'm sure all of you know, if you do follow me on all my other, socials, and if you don't, feel free to follow me. I know you can't see it very well, but my handles are up there. I am getting a lighter sign, so that way you can see it, but it's all of my, all of all of my handles are in, my bio, so you can kind of figure out where you wanna follow me and feel free, and I post a lot of just kinda life and where I'm at and what I'm doing, on there, but as mentioned, like, I feel like a long time ago, I don't know when the last time I talked about it was, but I, was working knock shift, which is overnight shift or graveyard is what most people know it as. Obviously, in the medical field, we don't call it graveyard because it's pretty inappropriate, obviously. Um, but yeah, so I was doing that and um, you know, graveyard, I'm pretty torn about. As much as I feel like it's good, like it's a better fit for me, um, it's not really a better fit for my family anymore. Like, I remember working graveyard when my kids were younger, and it was just, like, not even an issue because they were little and they would sleep and, whatever. And then I'd come home and I would sleep and it was just kind of fine. My kids are growing up, and so, um, it seems to be kind of taking a toll. It was, like, taking a toll on everyone, myself included. I'm getting older, so it's harder for me to, like, be living off of 3 hours of sleep anymore, and just I never get as good as sleep when I'm sleeping during the day because it's just not natural for people to do that, so I don't know. It was just kind of a struggle. So, we decided that the best move for me and for the family was for me to switch back to day shifts. Not I don't know. I mean, I have always had mixed feelings about day shift. There's a part of me actually now that, like, as much as I dislike waking up early in the morning, um, I kind of enjoy that time. Like, I kind of enjoy the time where, like, the world is quiet, you know? It's kind of the same when it's super late at night. But instead of super late at night, it's really early in the morning. Like, I like when the world is quiet. I like when I have that quiet time with God where I can really focus on praying. I can really focus on my Bible and my Bible studies that I'm doing, and I don't have, like, the loudness of the world around me. Um, Lately, I've had to write my prayers. That's been happening for a long time where I literally feel like I'm not able to focus. So I'm having to literally write down my prayers and talk to God. I talk to him throughout the day, most days anyway, but like my morning, like it's important for me to like set my day with him, like start my day with him. So early in the mornings, that part's cool because like my house is completely quiet, no one's awake yet, and I'm able to kind of just me and him, just get focused, get centered, and then obviously right after Bible studies and talking to God, I'm, like, immediately going into workouts, which is also really nice. I don't mind weight training and working out in front of my family. I just prefer to work out alone, mainly so there's, like, no distractions or people aren't talking to me, um, which happens, obviously. I'm the mom, so everyone needs me all the time for everything, and so sometimes I could get, like, pulled away from my workout, and that's not something I wanna do. I just wanna get my workout done so that way it's out of the way, and so I can move on with my life. So having, like, those moments for day shift have actually been really cool. So that's kind of where we're at right now in life, where I'm transitioning back into, like, a day shift out, like, working period. I will be working 10-hour shifts, but that's not really anything new to me. In the medical field, we're actually all quite used to working, 10s, 12s, 16s, sometimes, not a lot, but sometimes a 20 or a 24, during crisis and stuff like that, but yeah, 10s are no big deal. It's actually really cool because it allows me to have some more days off with my family, which I am very excited about, and I know my family is excited about that too. So yeah, we've just been kind of working on transitioning into my new, schedule, transitioning into, like, working the new shifts and stuff like that. Um it's been easier to plan, like, my kids' lesson plans and, like, for her school and stuff too, I've noticed with more sleep, obviously, and I just have more time to really focus on that, um, and all the other co-parenting stuff that we do on a regular basis. It's just been nice to be more present and available to my family when they need me, and as I mentioned in, like, my last episode, wanting to live more of, like, a whole foods, way is, like, something that's really important to all of us, but it can be time consuming. I've been wanting to, like, make homemade bread. I haven't gotten there yet. I'm hoping that I have time to do it, like, this week, um, like, after work or early in the morning or something like that, so that way I can have that experience. We've already been shifting into, like, more of, like, a natural whole foodsy type of lifestyle, and like I had mentioned, like, the healthy stuff wasn't a problem. We're already healthy people. I already meal prep. I'm already, like, feeding my family healthy. Um, it's just, like, making conscious decisions and being more aware of what's in my food. That's been interesting, and it's been kinda cool because me and my daughter, we've been, like, talking about our garden that we wanna make eventually, like, our future plan to get going on building our garden, things like that, so we can start growing, as much of our own foods as possible. Yeah. So that's been kind of it, just kind of trying to transition. We're working on, also transitioning into more of, like, our whole foodsy thing and trying to make most stuff homemade or grow our own vegetables and stuff like that. I wanna try to make time to do the, bread making and stuff like that, hopefully this week if I can. Um, that's kind of it. That's kind of the updates that I've got for you guys. We did start, a new program at church, a new class. It's an 8-week program. Myself, my partner, and my eldest daughter are all in the program, and it's really cool. I'm very excited about it. It's every Sunday before church, so our it starts at, like, 8 o'clock in the morning, so it's really cool that we're up really early, so that way I can same thing, pray and coffee and Bible study and all those things and get ready for church, and then being able to kinda go to our class and then go to our church service. So our Sundays are pretty busy, but they're totally worth it, and this class is awesome 'cause it teaches you, like, the foundations of the Bible, foundations of God, building that relationship, and how God's all about relationship, not religion. And, like, the Old Testament's always so big on, like, religion and laws and all that, and it's so far from what God wants from all of us. He literally wants that connection, that relationship with us, you know? So it's really cool. It's a really cool class. It opens your eyes, and it makes you realize, like, you know, how precious we are and how loved we are, and so it's nice. It's nice having that extra bit, and it allows all of us to get closer to God, which allows all of us to be closer together, which has been great. But yeah, that's really all I got for you guys, this week anyway. If you are still enjoying it, please feel free to like and subscribe, and again, follow me on my other socials if you haven't already. I am very big into answering your guys' questions, so feel free to, comment if you wanna message me privately so you can have more, you know, more one-on-one talk, that's totally fine. I will make sure I read them, and then I try to, like, answer, um, as much like, I try to look and answer them there. The only time I really bring them here is if I've been getting similar questions. Does that make sense? Like, I with my books and stuff, I'll get, like, similar questions from people, and so I'm like, "Oh, I'll just bring it on the podcast," so that way I can kind of answer questions for people and everyone will know the answer. But anyways, guys, I hope you all have, like, a blessed rest of your week. Um, and that you just stay safe. I'm not sure about you guys, but our weather here has been pretty cold, pretty unpredictable, so just make sure you guys are staying safe and staying warm. Bye, everybody.